Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to The Road Traveled, a travel webcast. Today, we are happy to bring to you a special guest. First of all, introductions. My name is Judy Adams. I'm a leisure advisor with World Travel Service, and we have Melissa Barcalau, a personal travel advisor with A Better View Travel. Our travel webcasts cover a lot of different things, but today we are very happy to have with us Mr. Norman Einbinder, President and CEO of Excursionist, and Liz Guy, Senior Travel Systems Manager at Excursionist. So with that, I'm going to let Melissa take it away.
Thank you, Norman and Liz, for joining us today.
Hi, thank you so much for having us.
Yes, thank you.
Can you briefly tell us what Excursionist is? As a travel advisor, we help clients plan trips, but how does Excursionist help us as a travel advisor?
Absolutely. So Excursionist is a luxury tour operator. We're based here in the United States, and we cover destinations all over the US, Canada, and part of the Caribbean. And we are the folks on the ground behind the scenes planning incredible immersive travel experiences, whether those may be in the cities, in the national parks, or any of our great open landscapes here in the US. And we do that exclusively through our travel advisor partners like yourselves. We don't work with consumers directly, but you can come to your advisor, and together with them, we plan incredible trips for you in the United States.
Great. What are you seeing right now with COVID are being some popular destinations that folks are visiting?
Definitely. Well, I'll let Liz also jump in, but I would say, in general, we are seeing folks trying to stay closer to home. Obviously, a lot of borders to international travel are still closed, but everyone is starting to really want to travel. So we're seeing a lot of requests for closer in trips, whether it be self-drives in your own vehicle, rental cars, or even RVs, and then going out to more open spaces like our national parks, exclusive lodges, luxury ranches, and other sort of getaway destinations. Liz, do you want to maybe add to that as well?
Yeah, for sure. So, just to kind of piggyback on what Norman was saying, a lot of clients right now are looking for, lots of adventure, but also coupling that with social distancing. So the national parks are incredibly popular right now, specifically Zion, Bryce, Grand Canyon, Yellowstone. We've done quite a few South Dakota and Yellowstone programs over the past couple of months, as well as, Grand Canyon, Zion, and Bryce combinations. Typically, for a super high-end client, we'll look at something like, finishing at Amangiri for that wow experience. And, we've also just been customizing programs for clients that are wanting to marry together the opportunity to get out there and do some private experiences and not have to worry about, getting sick in the process.
Liz, can I ask you a question? I probably should know this, but I don't right now. What are the national parks doing specifically? Do they have like staggered visitation tickets, timed entry, or is it just kind of like it's always been?
Well, it really depends on the parks themselves. For instance, Yosemite, we're working closely with the Conservancy there, and they are limiting the number of people that are able to enter the park. So one of the great things about working with us is that, our tour guides are, able to get clients into those parks. So, we're basically giving them access to something that they may not have been able to get when booking directly themselves or, through a company like TripAdvisor. And we're also, in terms of the parks right now, some touring is limited, just because they're no longer offering like, a large amount of people to come in at one time.
Right.
So it really depends on the destination.
Right.
A lot of the, there's so many wide open spaces in these particular areas. So it really depends on, what they're wanting to do, what they're wanting to see. You know, our guides are more than willing to customize any type of experience and can offer them, you know, that special access that they wouldn't get on their own.
Yeah, you make such a great point, because when you work with an organization like yourself through an advisor, the consumer does not have to worry about that at all. I mean,
Right.
that is our responsibility, and it's nice for them not to have to go digging for that information. So excellent answer. Thank you. So today we are going to have Norman and Liz review for us 2 unique itineraries that they have prepared for some of their clients. And I just want to remind everybody that all of these trips are curated. These are trips that you can build with the building blocks that you want for your dream vacation. So the first one that they presented for us to review today is a fantastic itinerary for Wyoming for couples.
Excellent. Yeah. So I'll just jump in and kind of give you an overview. And it's important to note that, you know, Wyoming and Montana are fantastic both for couples and for families. And we can do a great journey for them in both. And we've created this particular example, particularly for couples, but it can be modified. So the start of this particular itinerary is Jackson Hole, which is a fantastic town. It's very quaint, it's very cute, it has great shops and amazing dining. It's really an amazing gateway to the Tetons and Yellowstone National Park. We have clients staying at Amangani, which is an incredible 5-star property outside of town with amazing views of the Tetons. It's a great romantic property for a couple looking to have an alternative, let's say, to going to Italy or somewhere else in the world where they might have particularly been wanting to go for a honeymoon or a romantic getaway. You can have an amazing adventurous outdoor experience, but still with all the luxuries of, you know, of an amazing couples itinerary. So that includes an amazing spa at Amangani. It includes amazing 5-star dining, but also great adventures. So while they're staying at Amangani, they can go into Grand Teton National Park, which is the smaller of the parks south of Yellowstone, with incredible bison viewing, wildlife, beautiful lakes, and great adventures. They're also going to go on a private float trip on the Snake River. And that can be, you know, a very calm, romantic afternoon with a beautiful luxury picnic. Or if they're wanting to be more adventurous, they can go out and raft and do some whitewater rafting as well. Then the trip goes into Yellowstone, which is obviously a highlight for any journey. They're actually going to explore both the upper and the lower loops of the park. They will be driven by a expert naturalist guide, so they don't have to worry about any of the driving, you know, any of the stress of knowing where to go, of where to stop. They have a naturalist who's driving them in a private vehicle. They've got, you know, food and picnic lunches packed for them. And then that guide knows really how to get them off the beaten track. So they'll get to go see Old Faithful, of course, and a lot of the incredible features of Yellowstone, ending at a beautiful lodge called Sage Lodge. And then they'll head back out into the park to see other parts of the park, the upper loop, with incredible wildlife viewing and other experiences. And then the trip really ends with a stay at a luxury ranch. And for anyone that hasn't done this before, this is an incredible experience. It's taking a dude ranch experience and making it luxurious. So the property we've chosen here is called Triple Creek Ranch. It's several hours drive from Yellowstone. So the clients would be driven from their second destination to Darby, Montana, in a private vehicle, and then they would stay for several days at Triple Creek Ranch. What's great about this for a couple's itinerary is that Triple Creek is adults only, so the clients can have that romantic experience without the kids. They have a relay and chateau dining program, which is, you know, some of the most top-notch food in the country, and they'll be able to go horseback riding, fly fishing, shooting, and doing lots and lots of great activities while enjoying, you know, really breathtaking views and really beautiful high-end cabins. So that is sort of an amazing endpoint to this trip. which gives you, you know, luxury, it gives you spa, it gives you relaxation, but it also gives you a lot of great adventure along the way.
That sounds amazing. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful.
I'm sold.
Yeah. How long would a trip like this be, Norman? Like 7 days, 10 days? I mean, roughly.
Yeah, I mean, typically an itinerary that we described involves 2 to 3 nights in Jackson Hole,
Yep.
2 nights at Sage Lodge, and
Yep.
then 3 to 4 nights at Triple Creek Ranch.
Oh, perfect.
So,
Perfect.
you know, it's all customizable depending on what time, you know, how much time the clients have. Um, they can, you know, drive themselves to Jackson or they can fly into Jackson depending on their comfort zone. And as I said, this trip, you know, can be customized for a family as well. And there are very family friendly ranches that we can substitute for Triple Creek to make it a more family friendly itinerary.
Or Norman,
Nice.
what about somebody who's 70 plus? Could it also be tailored for them?
Definitely. You know, we can tailor every trip for every kind of ability level. So obviously, if clients, you know, we've had clients that have had, you know, limitations be even able to do the flow trip. If you know, if they are, you know, not comfortable horseback riding, we can, you know, substitute other activities. And obviously, the amount of hiking and activity in the parks really can depend on the clients. If you know they have an amazing driver guide who's a naturalist, they can spend a lot of that time just getting out and taking in beautiful views and not doing a lot of, you know, hiking or activity. So it can really be customized for a lot of different activity
I
levels.
think it sounds great, especially if you've got clients or I know I have clients who are photographers. I mean, the scenery looks unbelievable.
It is incredible.
Yeah. So the next itinerary that we wanted you to walk us through is called the Ultimate Southwest National Parks Road Trip. Again, keeping domestic because we all believe that that's kind of the nature of where travel is going to be moving right now. And it's great because, you know, our national parks are a real treasure. So let's talk through this one.
Oh, my
Fantastic.
favorite itinerary.
So essentially, you know, this is an itinerary that really focuses on what we call the Southwest National Parks. And that includes the Grand Canyon, Antelope Valley. It includes Zion, Bryce, and Arches and Canyonlands. So again, this is very customizable to depending on people's time frame that they have. And the idea is it's a great family itinerary, can be done for a couple as well. But we've sort of built this one as a family itinerary. If you want to move on to the next photo, um, I will sort of describe the first part. So the first part of the trip would be to start in Phoenix, flying into Phoenix, and then heading up to Sedona. And Sedona is a great place for Jeep tours, Red Rocks, and staying at a beautiful property called Enchantment Resort. From there, heading up to Lake Powell. And what you're seeing here is our private glamp camp. And we are able to provide amazing private glamping for your clients. Essentially, what is glamping? So glamping is glamorous camping. It is still real camping because you are staying in a campsite. You know you are in the true outdoors. In this case, you are in off right on Lake Powell at a private space where there's no one around you, and complete privacy for your family or your multi-generational group. You are staying in tents, but you have real mattresses. You've got you know, high quality sheets. You've got heaters. Each tent has a bathroom tent connected to it, where you have a flushable composting toilet. You can do hot showers, and of course, the highlight is you have a chef who cooks all your meals for you, and you have an adventure team that will go out with you. So in the case of Lake Powell, you're able to go out into the lake. You can do, you know, kayaking. You can do, you know, uh, stand up paddle boarding. You can go hiking into, you know, remote canyons, and really take advantage. We can even bring jet skis, and you can take advantage of the lake while having these incredible adventure. And we can do these kind of private glam camps in 6 different national parks. So it's a great way to both be out in the real outdoors, but have a lot of those creature comforts that people really want to have.
I think I might be a camper. I'm not sure.
Oh,
I'm turning into a camper right now.
let me tell you, I took this trip myself in November and it was incredible. And one of the things I want to highlight as well is that, for me, I've grown up in the city, so I don't really ever get to see the stars, like how they really look at night. And during this trip that I went on in November, the Ultimate Southwest National Park itinerary, I saw my very first view of the Milky Way. And we were in Springdale, Utah, right close to Zion. And the stars at night are incredible. And that's for a person that's from the city, I mean, that could be its very own selling point, just being there and being able to stargaze like you've never seen them before. I mean, it's amazing.
That sounds
Another,
beautiful.
yeah, and another thing to point out as well is that in this itinerary, this particular itinerary itself is 7 nights, but in that 7 nights, you're seeing 6 different national parks. So, if the goal is, or if the client's appeal, and their overall vision of the trip is to, cross off national parks off their bucket list or go somewhere with very well-developed adventure-focused activities, this is going to be the itinerary for them. It's amazing.
Great.
I think we have one more slide, don't we? Let me just see. Oh, yes. So as Liz was saying, after Lake Powell, you would head out um, to Zion. And as Liz said, every park is so different and you're getting such different experiences. In this case, you're staying right outside Zion with incredible views into Zion. You're seeing resident buffalo that are there, and you're staying in these fantastic cabins. And you're going into Zion National Park to hike the Narrows, to do canyoneering if the family is comfortable doing that. And actually, a complete novice, 10 years old, can do canyoneering if they're comfortable. We have incredible canyoneering guides to do that if that's what your comfort level. And then the trip goes to Arches and Arches National Park and Canyonlands, where we do whitewater rafting, amazing hiking in Arches National Park, and just experiencing the quaint, beauty of Moab. And you're staying at a beautiful property there called Sorrel River Ranch, with literally your room sitting out looking out onto the river and having these incredible red rock views.
And this is a self-guided trip, correct? So you guys are setting up the accommodations, the rental cars, the entrance, everything, but it's self-guided.
Correct. And
I love it. I love that.
And that's what's nice about it, is that a family can have privacy, can get there on their own speed, can take time and really enjoy being together. But then when they're in each destination, when they're in each national park, they've got an expert guide that will take them out, that will pick them up in the morning, and take care of everything. And as Liz was saying, right now, all the national parks are open again, but they do have certain restrictions. So for example, getting into Zion, right now the shuttle is not operating, and they allow a maximum of 400 vehicles a day to get in there and park, because there's not a lot of parking in Zion. But that said, our guides have permits and permission to go in, even when the parking lot is full, to drop off clients to go out hiking. So you really have an advantage by using a company like ours and an advisor like you all to really plan this trip and not have any of the worries or hassle of what's going to be open, what time do I have to get there, where do I have to go, what outfitting do I need to bring with me. We take care of all of that.
That is a great way to travel, because you don't have any worries then. You can just really enjoy what you're seeing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. And just one more thing to point out, I usually describe this this itinerary as like organized freedom because, just like Norman said, I mean, families, couples, whomever, they have that freedom to take their time, to get from one destination to the next without feeling rushed. But then they also have the comfort of having a local naturalist guide or an outfitter there with them to really show them the highlights of the area.
Wow, so much to think about. Great information. National parks are definitely a treasure and worth exploring. Thank you, Liz, and thank you, Norman, for joining us and providing our clients information on how excursionists can help make any trip possible.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us on your podcast.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. We really appreciate it. And thanks to our listeners as well. Melissa, anything else?
Nope, I just want to say thank you to everybody.
All right. Have a great day, everyone. And thank you so much for listening to The Road Traveled.
Take
Thank
care.
you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.